Hello YouTubers, welcome to the Sega Dreamcast. My name is Michael, and we will be continuing my Let's Play of Sonic Adventure 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. And what other better stage to start off today's video than Cosmic Wall itself. Easily my favorite mech stage in this game. And I love this stage for a number of reasons. And one of them is that it's outdoors in space. Now, that doesn't sound very, fantastic in its... Well, actually, yeah, it kind of is, because wouldn't you, vaporize if you were, walking outside in actual space? But again, it's a Sonic game. But that's not the point I was trying to refer to. The mech's jump is a lot higher than what it normally is. And the cool thing about the hovering ability is that it's granted as, well, you can actually ascend higher up into the air with the hovering ability. See, it doesn't just, hover and you slowly transgress down back into the ground. It actually grants you the ability to float higher into the air, and that's such a nice ability. And plus, I believe that this stage is easily the easiest freaking mech stage in the whole entire game. Well, easy to A rank, because there's a lot of opportunities around this stage where you can home onto so many enemies at one time, and you can get a lot of points on this stage because of that. And one awesome thing that Sonic Team did on the Dreamcast version that is very different from the HD and the GameCube versions is that the requirements to get the A rank in this stage is much freaking less than the one on the actual GameCube. For example, 45,000 points is all you need to get an A rank on this stage. I know, right? And I'm already 1/4 of completing that goal. On the GameCube, I think it's 75, I'm not very sure, but I think it's 75,000 points, and that's a really big difference right there. And yeah, now you can see why I'm talking about how this stage is so easy to A rank. And, I'm glad Sonic Team did that. And of course, the obvious reason is that this game, I think, came out in June 19th. I'm pretty sure about that, because that's when I first released my first part of this Sonic Adventure 2 Let's Play. June 19th for the Dreamcast. And I think, I'm not very sure about the GameCube, but it was somewhere around in the holiday time of that year. So, yeah, so I think a lot of people said, oh, this stage is way too freaking easy. It's, you could get a lot of points and a lot of A ranks in this stage, And they probably changed it for that version. But, I'm glad I have the Dreamcast version, because this problem with the GameCube, with the many points and all that, is not prevalent here. So I'm glad about that. Well, actually, they're both great. I'm just kidding about one's being greater than the other. They're both great, and they both have their own benefits. But anyways, let's go back to talking about Cosmic Wall. The reason why I love this stage as well is, I think I already listed 2 of them. The third one I want to mention is that the enemies do not come out of freaking nowhere and then just ambush you like in the previous stages. They are so obvious around here, and you can easily attack them. But anyways, if you go to right here, you can get yourself the protection armor, and that does exactly what you think it sounds like. It adds more health to your armor, and that's pretty good, because in the next boss fight we might actually need it. So we're gonna jump on this thing right here, and wow, we got ourselves the freaking shield. And I'm really trying not to lose my rings here, because you get so many freaking benefits from doing that. But I love this part here. Look at the top left corner. Do you see that number counter? Watch me as I home onto all of these things. Look at that freaking point counter. Holy cow, that's going up pretty high and pretty fast. It's awesome. And that's why those little sections right there are my favorite part of this stage. It reminds me, this part right here, even though it's on a rail, like a monorail kind of thing, and you're just shooting, it reminds me of, I don't know how many of you guys been to Universal Studios Orlando. There's the Men in Black ride, and basically it controls a lot like the same way this does. You're in a little vehicle that's on a single track, and you get to aim onto as many targets as you can, and that's really, well, not exactly aim, but shoot them onto all these targets, and that's pretty awesome. And this stage really reminds me of that in those sections, and that's a really good thing. This stage is, wow, there's so many good things I could talk about this stage. Oh, another thing I could talk about. If you think I ran out of things, no, no, I haven't. But this is probably going to be my last good thing I'm going to talk about this stage, is that, oh, don't worry about any negatives. This stage is so large. It's so freaking expansive. I mean, it's really big. I mean, you guys can already tell that it gives you a lot of room for the mechs to walk around in, unlike the closed tight spaces of, like, for example, Iron Gate and all those kind of levels. And you know, wow, that's really awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. This level is freaking awesome. But maybe there's one negative. Well, I wouldn't really consider it a negative thing, but this stage is really long too. This is a really long stage. You can see I've already taken up 5 minutes of this video just doing this part right here. But actually, that's not all. Actually, whoa, do not want to lose my rings there. Holy smokes, did not want that. I'm glad I had the shield, but I really need to get to a checkpoint really quickly. But what was I gonna say? Oh yes, I remembered. We're actually only halfway done with this level. Can you believe it? On average, it usually takes me about 10 minutes in order to complete this stage, if you want to get the absolute best, the A rank. And oh my goodness, we are really close to getting the A rank for the Dreamcast version. That's pretty awesome. But yes, oh yeah, I know something I could talk about. I haven't even mentioned this in my whole entire Let's Play. I'm surprised I didn't. But let me talk about the differences between the Dreamcast and the GameCube version. Okay, the Dreamcast version is... well, obviously you can tell right here, you know, like, this is the easier one to get the A rank on. But that's pretty much it. Like, all the requirements are pretty much on the same for both versions. The biggest difference I kind of realized is that if you go back to City Escape, take a look at the advertisements. The advertisements are really different from the GameCube version. Like, I think there was something called, like, I'm not sure, like Planet of the Chow billboard where you actually had Chaos from the original Sonic Adventure. I think they changed that in the GameCube version. I forgot what they changed it to, but yeah, that's one of the biggest changes they did. And you know, that's all they really did in the single player mode. I'll tell you right up now, if you like the multiplayer aspect of Sonic Adventure 2, you can get yourselves the GameCube version, because the GameCube version has the the 2-player mode. It's great. It has it here in the Dreamcast too, but it's not as great compared to, you know, the GameCube version. Like, they have extra levels, and actually, to tell you the truth, if you get the A rank in all the stages and stuff, you can actually unlock more characters for the multiplayer mode. In the GameCube version, they're unlocked right from the get-go. You do not need to get the A ranks in order to unlock them. So, you know, I guess that's a good thing for some people, but for me, it's not really a great thing, because I prefer actually unlocking those characters, because it made it, you know, feel like you actually got something out of it, you know, instead of just having all of them at the get-go. You know, it was cool to unlock, like, Tikal and, you know, you can actually unlock Chaos too, I think. I'm not very sure about that, but I think you can, and I think that's really cool. And also, you can unlock Amy Rose in the multiplayer aspect as well. But here's the thing that really makes me go like, oh, I get if I was in for the multiplayer aspect, I get the GameCube version. The maps. There are so many more maps on the GameCube version compared to the Dreamcast version. It's unbelievable. And that's pretty awesome. Except there's one thing that the Dreamcast has that the GameCube does not. And that is the VGA mode. You can already tell right here. GameCube does have component cables. However, take a look at them online. They are extremely expensive. I believe $200 for a GameCube component cable. And some of you guys will probably say, oh, why don't you just play it on the Wii through a component cable instead? And you can do just that. That's absolutely fine. But I will have to say, now this is not biased. This is not like, oh, I'm the Sega fanboy or whatever stupid crap like that. I've owned a Wii since 2006, and then with a component cable, and the Dreamcast VGA box for only a few months. And I'll tell you that the VGA quality of the Dreamcast totally stamps the Wii's component signal to the ground. This is an honest opinion. I'm not being biased or anything. When I looked at the Wii's, like through the TV and stuff like that, even through component cables, I was not blown away. I wasn't really impressed. But the VGA box for the Dreamcast, holy smokes, that blew my expectations out of the water. You could even see it right here on YouTube, but that's just my thoughts and opinions on the matter. I would prefer the Dreamcast version. But anyways, from what you guys are seeing, and I know most of you guys own the GameCube version, which one would you most likely prefer? The Dreamcast or the GameCube version? And before we move on in this Let's Play, I want to go back right over to Sand Ocean because I nearly forgot a power-up that we could actually get in this stage. And this is such an obscure one, but you might want to need it. Actually, you're gonna need it if you want to get all 180 emblems. And that's none other than Mystic Melody. So if we go right over here, then here's the power-up. And basically now we've completed all of the Mystic Melodies that we could get for all 6 of the characters in this game. That's quite wonderful.
Darn! Why do they always leave a sweet little innocent girl like me alone?
Well, well, young lady. Is there something I can help you with?
Dr. Eggman!
If you value your life, you will tell me where Sonic and Tails are. Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy. Now, for a little space ride. The capsule clears the colony bad.
I'm counting on you, Tails. And Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic!
Farewell, Sonic, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. Give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic is asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
Uh-oh. Looks like Eggman's now in deep trouble because he made one little fox boy incredibly mad.
What have you done to Sonic? I'll never forgive you for this.
Alright, now we're gonna be a little bit more tactical with this time around with this boss. I'm just gonna shoot him from one little angle and I'm just gonna run away from this guy because I've discovered a pattern. If you get really close to these characters, they tend to spam their attacks a lot more than if you just simply moved away from them. So now he's doing his freaking gamma laser beam of death and oh my gosh, we totally annihilated him right there. Wow, I didn't expect to actually beat him like I thought I was actually gonna die a few times, but no, I actually beat him the first time. That's actually pretty cool.
I guess he was just a regular hedgehog after all.
Legend has it when all 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected, the power creates a miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. All mine.
I don't think
Shadow.
so. So that was your plan from the very beginning, huh? Or was it a direct order from the president? Now I know who you are. You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?
So you did your homework, is that it? I would say that's an invasion of privacy.
I can say the same thing about you.
It looks like things aren't quite going your way. But since my job was done, I thought it was time to take what's mine and get out of this place.
You are one pathetic creature.
Look who's talking. What about you? Here are the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me?
This is Dr. Eggman. I have found all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Shit. Someone is trying to get out of Eclipse Cannon. There's not much time left before the cannon fires again. Can you get over there?
If you want to live, leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No doubt.
Even your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow. And I will fulfill my promise to Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
We're going to fulfill Shadow's promise to Maria in the next video.